to repopulate form values that came from a previous entry isn't too bad. It'll be a little bit of a hassle for drop down. Anytime you're working with a select, it's kind of a pain. But let's do the easy ones first. Basically what we want to do is set the value of a new topic to what it was before. There's a little helper called old, and basically the way you use it is you have to be in your squiggles here, but then you say, all right, old, and then you give the name of the field, and the old value of the field name will be automatically plugged in here. If there is no old value, that if you're visiting the form for the first time, it'll be an empty string, which is exactly the behavior that we want. So that'll be great there. For our text area, I'm going to go ahead and use the helper old. We want to see the old message is what we want inside the text area. And then we'll come back and figure out this drop down here in a second. So we're going to do a couple things wrong. We're going to submit our form. That came in. Let's go ahead and enter some data. Now this message went away because this is a valid message, and it repeated, it repopulated it, so that's good. Okay, so let's do this. To get our drop down to work, we need to I guess figure out what the topic name was, and I think since we're pulling from the existing topic, the drop down is populated from the existing topic. So if there was a new topic, it's already there. But if there was an existing topic, then the old existing topic would need to match the name of the topic that I'm getting ready to populate, and that one needs to be selected. So basically, we could do an if here, or we could do, I don't know, I guess the if might be a little more clear. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So if topic arrow topic, that is the one that I'm pulling from the database, if that matches old existing topic, then I want to say option selected equals selected, because that one's selected. I think I can do an else here. If this isn't the right syntax, then you'll forgive me. In this case, I just want to do plain old option that's not selected. Let's just see if we have any luck with that. See if it complains about the syntax. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Yeah, it didn't like that at all. And it's complaining about my if. Oh, I'm missing a parenthesis. So maybe that wasn't the problem. Let's see. Let's get that in there. Refresh. Okay, say it. Well, it seemed to like that okay. Alright, so to test this, we need to get a long message. So I'm going to fill this up with chunk. And we'll do whatever is cool is the name of the topic. Say it. Yeah, look at that. It came back still highlighted. So I think that if else worked great. And yeah, okay. I think we've got pretty good behavior here. I think at this point we're probably ready to get our change button and delete buttons back from what we had done before. When we had pulled those in Most recently, we were actually including them with some AJAX behavior. We're going to pick up AJAX behavior later, so for now, we're going to just kind of go back to just sticking them with the form itself. And you know, the behavior that I think I'm looking for is to go ahead and do you know, like when they click delete, we're going to do a post request that basically says, and here's the message ID. We'll pass that as a hidden form element, and then, you know, deal with that action that way. So let's go ahead and get our delete button in there and get it working. And basically, I'm going to just put that delete button in a form so that it can generate a post request. So here we go. You know, I think I'm gonna put it underneath the message. So there's the content, and then we're gonna have some action buttons here. It's not gonna look great, but you know what? They're not paying us enough to make it look great, right? So we're going to have a form that will do a post. The action. I think we're just going to create a new route, right? So it'll be the delete message route. So go to delete message in the URL helper. Forgot to close my parenthesis there. And that's going to be the action that we want the form to take. So let's close our form. And let's see, since this is a Laravel post form, we have to put a CSRF token in there. That was easy. We also need to pass the message ID as a hidden value. So we'll say input type equals hidden. This is going to be included in our post request. Name equals, we'll just call it message ID, I guess. Value equals, and let's go ahead and fill that in. Let's see. We're in this for each loop where message is an object that came from our database. So we're going to message arrow. Message ID will contain the message ID field. Yeah, I think that's maybe as good as we're going to do. Oh, and then of course we have to have a button. And we're just going to call it change. That'll be our submit button. Could make it input type equals submit. That would also work. But I think this is fine. So real quick, let's refresh. Okay, now we have these change buttons on here. Oops, this was going to be delete, not change. Sorry. Let's call it delete. That's better. Haha. Oh, we're still getting the behavior of it's always scrolling to the bottom. Let's fix that real quick. That's about to drive me crazy. Oh, here's what's actually scrolling us down. We don't want to see that all the time. We only want to see that if there were error messages. So let's copy this code down here. Oops. If errors has existing topic or it has new topic, or let's get if it has message, copying that over here, or if errors has message. So that lines up with that. So if any of those is the case, I guess we'll just put that at the line. Then we're going to do these script tags, and if, and we should indent. Okay. Oh, that should be indented. There we go. That's looking better. Looks like a civilized human being wrote that code all of a sudden. All right. Let's refresh. Let me come up to the top, refresh. Okay. Yeah, now it's not scrolling me down. If I messed up my form and I say it, yeah, then it's scrolling me down. That's great behavior. Okay. That feels better. All right. So I guess next we're ready to take on the delete behavior. And to do that, we need to get a route set up. We were saying that our form, when we click on this delete button, it'll submit a form that goes to the route delete message, and it is a post action. So under routes, we're going to do route post delete message, and in the controller, I guess we'll just call it the same thing. We'll have a function called delete message. So here we go. I'm just copying a few things from save message to save some typing here. Actually, I also want some of this stuff. And now I can't remember if I closed my, I don't think I did. Okay, close my delete message function. All right, we've got some stuff here that'll save us a little bit of typing. And we'll go ahead and fill that in with what we want here. I guess we do want to go ahead and validate our message ID. You know, if the validation doesn't pass, it'll leave us on the page where we click the button, which I think is the behavior we want. You know, because obviously something went terribly wrong if that delete didn't work. So we're going to pull the message ID out of the form. It is required. It needs to be an integer. It needs to be greater than 0. That's probably all. Okay. If this validation passes, it's required, it's an integer, it's greater than 0. We're going to go ahead and try to delete that one. So we say delete from SayIt messages where message ID is equal to question mark. And we want to go ahead and execute. Don't think I need that up there either. We're going to go ahead and execute that statement, and we're going to plug in our message ID, which should be in $data message ID. And then we want to go back to the page, the home page. I think that looks good. I can't think of a reason why that shouldn't work. So here we go. Still works too. We'll delete that message, hopefully. Refresh the page, and it is now gone. All right, delete works. That was kind of painless.